This right here is the entire Roblox Sparkle Time Fedora series, and we're about to be ranking every single one of them based off of looks, versatility, and rarity. Let's get started. Alright guys, just in case you've never seen a tier list video before, S tier is the best tier, and then it goes down to F tier, which is the worst tier, and that's how we're going to be ranking these fedoras today. Alright, we're going to start this off with Orange Sparkle Time Fedora. This fedora has a nice sunset orange color, and it looks a lot like the Red Sparkle Time Fedora. They have a very similar texture, but of course they changed the hue a little bit, and it does appear that it's a little less saturated than the Red Sparkle Time Fedora. This one's relatively easy to pair with outfits as long as you can wear something kind of a sunset orange color, which I do think there are a lot of clothes that can fit that kind of color scheme. This Sparkle Time Fedora is actually the 5th most rare in the series, but it may even be more rare because if you haven't heard, Preston, aka the owner of Big Games, who made Pet Simulator X, does own about 15 of these, so that does take a pretty big portion of them out of circulation. I'm going to be putting this one in B tier. Alright, next up we have the Teal Sparkle Time Fedora. This one has a nickname in the trading community. We like to call it the Toothpaste Sparkle Time Fedora. This one I'm not really a big fan of, if I'm being honest. It's extremely bright, and honestly it catches the eye too much in a bad way in my opinion. You can pair it with some outfits, but you do have to find the right color of teal, which isn't always super easy. It's not a very common color on clothing, but of course there's a lot of people who have made clothes dedicated specifically for this hat. The Teal Sparkle Time Fedora ranks number 7 on rarity in this series, so it is one of the most common of the Sparkle Time fedoras. I'm going to be ranking this one D tier. Next up we have every female developer's favorite Sparkle Time Fedora, the pink Sparkle Time Fedora. This thing is extremely vibrant, it's very eye-catching. Anybody you see in game is probably going to be looking at you if you're wearing it. It's relatively easy to pair with outfits since there's a lot of pink items out there that you can wear with it. Especially if you're a girl, there's so many things you can wear with this hat. This one also does have a similar texture to the Red Sparkle Time Fedora, a lot like the orange one, but this one may even be more vibrant than the Red Sparkle Time Fedora. I love the texture on it, it's very clean. I've actually owned this once before, but since I'm a guy, it was a little bit harder to pull off a lot of the time, and I ended up wearing just my black one instead. I'm going to be putting this one in A tier. Next up we have the classic Sparkle Time Fedora. This is the hat that started this entire series, and I've known about this hat since I was a little kid, and I was always so jealous of the people who had it, but at the time it wasn't a limited, it was just an item that came out of a gift, and very few people I encountered ever had it, but it sure did catch your eye if you ever saw one in game. This one, however, is the most common Sparkle Time Fedora in the entire series. This hat is relatively easy to pair with outfits though, since there's a ton of golden accessories and clothing out there, and also it goes well with black or white. There's a lot of ways you can wear this hat, and I'm going to be putting this one in C tier. Next up we have Sky Blue Sparkle Time Fedora. This one's more of a pastel-y color. In my opinion, compared to most of the Sparkle Time fedoras, this one doesn't have much of a sparkle to it. It almost looks like a normal fedora if you weren't including the band. It just doesn't have that sparkly metallic look to it that a lot of these other ones have. It is, however, relatively easy to pair with outfits, and sky blue is not a very uncommon color. And it does have 46 available copies, which puts it at number 6 on the most rare, tied with pink Sparkle Time Fedora. And I'm going to be putting this one in B tier. Next up we have the black Sparkle Time Fedora. I'm going to try not to be biased as I do own this hat, but I'm going to say that this hat is extremely easy to pair with almost anything you wear. Black is just so easy to wear since it matches pretty much any color you put on. I love that I can wear almost anything with it and it's going to look good. This hat is very rare and extremely hard to get. I would know since I had to trade for it for a very long time before I could ever actually achieve one. And this one is number 3 on the most rare Sparkle Time fedoras in the entire series, with 36 copies in circulation. Due to its extreme rarity and how easy it is to wear with outfits, and its amazing looks in my opinion, I'm going to be putting this one in S tier. Next up we have Green Sparkle Time Fedora. This was a St. Patrick's Day fedora. I remember actually being online that day, and we were expecting it because it was leaked, and I unfortunately was not able to get one in time. I wasn't fast enough. I think I was like out of the room. Maybe I had to go to the bathroom or something. I got really unlucky, but I remember being so jealous of all the people who got it and like started showing it off in trade hangout, and it was not a good day for me. Let's just say that. Anyway, this hat's relatively easy to pair with outfits since green is a very common color, and it's not an unusual shade of green really, so it's pretty easy to find stuff to match it with. This hat comes at number 4 on the most rare Sparkle Time fedoras list, so it is pretty rare. So it is very rare, and it's not likely that you'll encounter them in game. I'm going to be putting this one in A tier. Next up, we have the Midnight Blue Sparkle Time Fedora. I love the shade of blue on this thing. It's like a nice deep shade of blue, and it is definitely one of my favorites in the series. It's pretty easy to wear with outfits since blue is a very common and beloved color by many people. And this one is the third most rare Sparkle Time Fedora in the entire series, tied with Black Sparkle Time Fedora. And this one is going in S tier. Next up, we have the White Sparkle Time Fedora. This one, a lot like the Sky Blue Sparkle Time Fedora, does not have much of a sparkle, but I will say, in Roblox's defense, it's pretty hard to make white sparkles since it's kind of hard to add highlights to a white texture. But on the other hand, this Sparkle Time Fedora, since it's a neutral color just like the Black Sparkle Time Fedora, it's extremely easy to pair with outfits. You can wear pretty much any color with it and it's gonna look good. The texture on this hat also is pretty much perfect, unlike most of these Sparkle Time Fedoras. If you haven't noticed, most Sparkle Time Fedoras have a little bit of a black line or a black dot on the back of the texture of the hat, which kind of throws people off sometimes when they see it because it's an imperfection that Roblox never fixed, except for on this hat, they actually did fix it and it looks pretty much perfect. The White Sparkle Time Fedora is the second least rare out of all the Sparkle Time Fedoras. It has 153 copies in circulation, and I'm going to be putting this one, due to its extreme versatility and its good looks, in A tier. Next up, we have the Red Sparkle Time Fedora. This hat is one of the most beloved hats in the series by many developers out there. It's actually extremely rare. It is the #1 most rare Sparkle Time Fedora in the entire series, so it is very rare that you'd ever see one. That's also why it's the most valuable hat in the entire series as of right now. It is very vibrant. I'm actually not a huge fan of how vibrant it is. I feel like there should be a little bit more of a white highlight on it, kind of like the purple Sparkle Time Fedora has, but it is very easy to pair with outfits since it's pretty much your average shade of red, and I'm going to be putting this one in A tier. Next up, we have the Purple Sparkle Time Fedora. This one I've actually owned a few times, and I was actually banned on one of my accounts named Liquify back in 2013 for something that didn't really make sense in my opinion. And if you ever want to hear a story on that, just let me know in the comments below and maybe I'll make a video on it. This hat has an amazing texture in my opinion. It has just the right amount of white highlights on it and just the right amount of blue lowlights on it, and I just love how it all goes together so well. In my opinion, when you see this thing, it's hard not to look at it. It just looks so good. This one is the second most rare in the entire series, and I'm going to be putting this one in S tier. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more content like this, please be sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 2K right now, and I know we can do it before the end of the month. If you'd like to see me do some more rankings on any other hat series on Roblox or anything else, please let me know in the comments below and I might do a video on it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.